On Rushil Decor is in focus after the second quarter numbers. Let's get in Rushil Thakkar, the Managing Director at Rushil Decor. So if you look at the second quarter, it was quite muted. Even margins have contracted on a YOY basis. Not that kind of a growth, I believe, that you had internally penciled in. What were the factors that led to this muted growth in the second quarter, and how is the second half of this financial looking like?
So thank you for the opportunity. First of all, the quarter two has been quite difficult for us because of the raw material pricings getting up, typically in the chemical side. So that was the one reason because of which the plant also was shut down for 7 to 8 days, which played a major key role over there. And talking about the quarter three and quarter four, yes, we see the demand rising again, and the normalization of the quarter three and quarter four is expected.
The increase in raw material cost, will that play out in the second half as well? And are you taking price hikes to mitigate the same?
So the price the price increase what happened in quarter two is now been stabilized, and we see raw material pricing getting stable now. Talking about the price hike, yes, we talked about it in that Q1 results that we may take a price hike of 5% at that point of time, but unfortunately it was not happened in Q2. But we are still not expecting any kind of a price hike in the MDF segment as of now.
So just want to get a margin picture on the same. Hi, this is Anushi joining in as well. We saw sharp contraction in terms of where the margins are concerned. Volume trends for both the segments, as MDF and laminates, have been on the muted side. But with realizations also being under pressure, how would margin shape up? If you can give us a trajectory in terms of FY26, what would be the guidance be for margins as well as top line growth as well?
So talking about the margins of half year, yes, for quarter two, we had a nice value addition product mix on the sales point of side. So we just did a kind of a 45% of value addition in MDF business, which contributed in revenue as 55%. In laminate business, jumbo laminate just started at the end of September. So the certifications, whatever were required, were on our hand by September mid, so 15th of September. So now in quarter three and quarter four, we see a good laminate business coming from the jumbo and the phase two expansion. So phase two expansion, we have already taken the plant into the trial production, and sooner we will be taking it into the commercial production as well. So that will be affecting our top line, and that will be giving us a boost for the top line. Talking about the financial year next 27, so we are seeing a sharp growth in the laminate industry, and in laminate segment we will be doing additional somewhere around 120 to 150 crores of exports from the jumbo phase one and phase two, both including.
So just a quick clarification, jumbo laminates, as you're speaking about, once with the ramp up in terms of this new capacities that you're talking about, it has a higher margin profile of 14 to 16%. Currently in the second quarter, the margins stood at about 9%, while your initial guidance for FY26 is about 11 to 12%. Does that continue to stand? And where would with more of these additions, as you spoke about the 100 crore figure coming in picture, what would FY27 be like for the margins as well as the revenue growth?
Yeah, so what I told was about the laminate growth for financial year 27. For this year, half year, we are expecting that we'll be getting an additional sales of 25 crores from the jumbo laminate and expansion we are doing currently. That was the key takeaway for the laminates. And talking about the margins, yes, the margins are better now, and we for quarter three and quarter four, you will be seeing the blended margins of somewhere around 12% to 14% in laminate business. And talking about the overall margins, yes, the trajectory what we have shown is 11%, and we'll be maintaining it by the year end.
Right, sir. And one question on the balance sheet side, you have been continuously reducing your debt. In FY23, this number, I believe, was more than 400 crore, which has now come down to close to 270 odd crore rupees. What is your target here? By FY27, by FY28, do you plan to become debt free?
So currently, whatever debt we have taken in the long-term side, so we are trying to clear it out. Every year, we are roughly repaying about 50 to 55 crores on the long-term debt side, and that way, we are assuming that we will be a debt-free company by the mid 28 financial year.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Thakkar, for joining and sharing that outlook on Rushil Decor.